So in the previous videos we have discussed about the initial or introduction of our chemical reactions and equations, how we write the chemical reactions and how we represent the chemical equations in the form of those symbols. And here we will be basically discussing about the types of chemical reactions. So if we discuss the types, then there are different types of chemical reactions. And why do we need to discuss the types? Because every day, every now and then, some form of chemical reactions are going on around us. So if we eat something, so inside our body some chemical reaction is going on, outside the body also chemical reaction is going, everywhere chemical reactions are going on continuously. So to understand the chemical reactions, there are thousands of chemical reactions. So it is quite difficult to understand that each type of chemical reaction. So that's why the chemical reactions are grouped into some special types. So most of them consider 10 chemical reactions are there, different 10 chemical reactions, but all are having the same nature and same type. Their reaction type is same. Then those 10 different chemical reactions are grouped into one type. So similarly, like different other chemical reactions, so based on their characteristics or how they react with with one another, so depending on that one, the chemical reactions are categorized into different types. So there are mostly four or five types we will discuss here. So the combination reaction, decomposition reaction, double displacement, displacement, then exothermic, endothermic, then oxidation, reduction. So different types of chemical reactions we will be discussing here. In this video only we will discuss the first two, that is combination reaction and decomposition reaction. So we need to go a little slowly, because if we do all the types in a single video, it will be difficult for you to understand, or you may get confused. So that's why I have prepared the first two types of chemical reactions in this video only. The first one is the combination reaction. If we take the example of a magnesium ribbon, in the previous video also we have seen how the magnesium ribbon is burnt and what happens after burning of the magnesium ribbon. So when the magnesium metal burns, it reacts with oxygen found in the air to form magnesium oxide. So when the magnesium metal is burned, so it reacts with the oxygen which is present in the air, and it forms magnesium oxide, which is white colored powdered substance. In the previous video also we have seen the substance. So the oxygen and magnesium combine here. So what happens, the magnesium reacts with the oxygen and it gets combined with the oxygen and it forms a compound, and it is known as magnesium oxide. So here if we see the example here, magnesium and oxygen, so these two combine and they form this compound, magnesium oxide compound. Okay, so this is a combination reaction. So if we get the definition of combination reaction, means when two or more chemical substances combine together and form a single substance, then it is known as combination reaction. So in a chemical reaction in which two or more substances combine together to form a single substance is known as combination reaction. Here you see magnesium and oxygen, two substances are there, and these two are combining together to form this single substance, magnesium oxide. So it is an example of combination reaction. Similarly, if we see this one, if sodium metal and chlorine gas are mixed under the right conditions, so not all the time, under the right conditions, if these two things, these two substances, sodium metal and chlorine gases, are mixed, what happens, they will form salt, which is sodium chloride, NaCl. So these two, sodium metal and chlorine gas, are combined under right condition, they will form the sodium chloride, which is also known as the salt. So here you can see sodium and chlorine under right condition, they will form this one. So it is also an example of combination reaction, because the sodium and chlorine gas are combining to form a single substance, that is sodium chloride. Similarly, another one we have formation of calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide is another substance. In this one, what happens, the reaction between quicklime, which is also known as calcium oxide, so this is the common name quicklime, and chemical name is calcium oxide, that is calcium oxide, and water is a combination reaction. So when this quicklime and water mix, what happens, you see here, calcium oxide and water. So when these two are mixed together or combined together, they form this compound, a single compound, calcium hydroxide. So this is the formula of calcium hydroxide, and it is formed because when the calcium oxide and water is combined together. So this is also an example of our combination reaction. So this calcium oxide is also known as quicklime, and this calcium hydroxide is known as slaked lime. So quicklime is that white powder or stone like substance, and when it is mixed with the water it becomes little soft or like a semi-solid paste like, then it is known as calcium hydroxide. So it is, these three are the three examples of our combination reaction. Next we will move to the decomposition reaction. So if we move to the decomposition reaction, what happens? Decomposition reaction is like little or completely opposite to our combination reaction. In combination reaction we have seen two or more substances combined and formed single substances, but in decomposition reaction we will see that a big or a single compound is broken into smaller substances, two or more smaller substances. So here you can, if you take the example of calcium carbonate, so calcium carbonate is a very hard substance. If it is heated at high temperature, what happens? It breaks or dissociates into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So calcium carbonate is a single substance, weak substance, and if it is heated at high temperature, what happens? It breaks or dissociates into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So two substances are formed from this one. When it is heated, from this calcium carbonate, when it is heated, it dissociates or breaks into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So here you see calcium carbonate, when it is heated, it converts into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So it is known as thermal decomposition reaction because here heat is used to break this calcium carbonate. So when heat is used in any kind of chemical reaction to break substances, then it is known as thermal decomposition. Similarly, another type of decomposition is also there, and it is known as electrolytic. Here what happens? Water is passed through electricity. So if we take water and if we prepare a suitable medium, and if we pass the electricity through this water, then the water molecule breaks or dissociates into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So when water is treated with oxygen, it dissociates. This water dissociates into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So here the electricity is used to break one substance into smaller ones. So here it is that's why it is known as electrolytic decomposition reaction. So if in a decomposition reaction electricity is used to break substances, then it is known as electrolytic decomposition reaction. Then we move to the third one. Here what happens? The sunlight is used as the source of energy, where the substances are broken down in presence of sunlight. So silver chloride is exposed. If it is exposed to sunlight, it breaks or dissociates into silver and chlorine gas. So silver chloride is a substance which is used in photography and all. So this silver chloride is present in a black colored that bottle. So in glass bottle it is kept, and if it is exposed to sunlight, if we take some of the silver chloride in a dish or in a petri dish or in a paper or in a plate, and if we expose it in sunlight, what happens? After sometimes we will get there is a change in the color, means the substance is broken down into silver and chlorine gas. So here the sunlight is used to break the silver chloride, so that's why it is known as photolytic decomposition reaction. So in a decomposition reaction, if sunlight is used, then these decomposition reactions are known as photolytic decompositions. So this decomposition is exactly opposite to the combination reaction, because in decomposition reaction it is the substances are broken down, a single substance is broken down into smaller simple substances, and that one in the combination reaction what happened, we have seen a large smaller substances combined together to form a big substance or a single substance. So these that's why the combination reaction is exactly the opposite of our decomposition reaction. So these two, I hope it's clear to you, and if you have any kind of confusion in these two types of chemical reactions, then you ask me, and thank you for watching the video.